I open the doors to the courtyard for them to see, they immediately go out because they're drawn to the nature and the pathways and the bushes and the flowers.
In this video, you'll meet Cathy Charpentier, who's a sales and marketing manager at the Roxborough Retirement Residence in Newmarket, Ontario. And in this video, you'll hear about how the staff and the residences go above and beyond for each other. You'll also hear about the defining feature of the building and also how the unique community and neighborhood around the residence helps the residents inside the home age in place. So why don't you start by telling us 3 things that you love about your job?
Oh my goodness, what do I love about my job? Well, the first thing is for sure helping families through this really huge transition that happens with families when there's so much change going on with the senior. And the families are, they're torn in a lot of different directions. So what I really get reward in doing is after it's all done and the decision has been made and the deposit has been made, and I give them a list of things and how to move forward, I can just see a beautiful sigh of relief on all of their faces, and they thank me, and I feel really good about myself after that because I've helped the family through the transition, because we don't underestimate that transition. It's huge. And we don't, try to sugarcoat it. We know it's a difficult decision, but we do our best to see it from start to finish, as seamlessly as possible for them. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the next one, I guess, is the staff here. I think everybody gets along so well here. We don't choose people really with big titles or big numbers or letters behind their names, but it's more of how a family fits here, because we consider the Roxborough as a family in a small community, and everybody gets along. Nobody wears big titles. Everybody has a different hat every day, especially in tough times. So everybody pulls together so nicely, and it just feels really comfortable and very, it's an easy place to work. It's an easy place to work. Mm. Yeah. And the third thing I think I love about the job is just because it's kind of different day by day. It's never the same. It's always a different family to help through this transition. It's getting to know every new resident that moves in, listening to their stories and listening about their lives and helping them through and meeting their families. And it's a different day every day. And I just love that part of it. I just love that part of it. It never gets old.
And how did you join this industry, and how did you eventually land at Roxborough?
Well, I was in newspaper advertising for 25 years. That became a little bit more challenging in the times of social media and digital, impressions and all those kinds of things. So actually, the Roxborough was a client of mine, and I was selling advertising to them. And Jody, the general manager here, she used to be the sales and marketing manager like me. And there was a position open, and I came in one day and I said, "So you haven't found somebody?" And she said, "No, I'm working by myself. It's a bit busy." And I said, "Well, what if I applied for it?" And she said, "That's a lovely thing to do," because we really had built a good relationship with each other over the few years that I was selling her the advertising. So yeah, one thing led to another, and I became part of the team, and she's a good friend of mine, and now she's the general manager and still a great leader, and we're just having a great time here at the Roxborough, working things through, like I said, as a family. The staff feels like family.
So coming from a very different industry, joining the retirement living industry, what struck you about the Roxborough that you didn't expect coming into it?
I think over the couple of years that I was coming in on a regular basis, it just, as soon as I walked through the doors, I could feel a warmth to the place. I felt like it was a comfortable place. I felt like it was a supportive place, and people, as I walked through, the residents here were happy. The staff was engaging. They were always smiling and saying the residents' names. And I thought, wow, how can one girl in the dining room know every staff member and every resident's name? I was just really, really impressed by that. And that just came organically. It was never something that was mandated, you have to know everyone's name. It's just that they had a general interest on knowing everyone's names and backgrounds and birthdays and anniversaries and their likes and dislikes. So that really, the feel of the place really made me feel like it was a comfortable place to be. So I think that's why I applied for the position, because I knew I'd be working in a very happy, comfortable environment. There's one thing that I did want to say again about the staff is that if there is a resident here that is ill, the girls in the dining room, not told to do this, they will leave little inspirational notes on their trays for them when they take their meals up to their suite. And the residents will stick them on their door to help them remember those inspirational sayings. They'll draw a little picture of a carrot with it in the ground and say, you know, Marion, we're rooting for you. So it's such a sweet little touch for them to do. And it's totally done on their own, totally on their own time, which says a lot for the staff and their mindset here for the residents.
And so there are several options for retirement living in Newmarket, in the GTA. So what do you say, or do you think is different about the Roxborough?
Again, the warmth. I think, you know, a lot of these places we have the same amenities and they're all wonderful, same food, same activities, but I get a different feeling here. I think it's the energy here. The pluses, you know, demographically are the hospital for sure. We have Fairy Lake, which is just down the road, which is wonderful walking area for residents that want to go outside. Our courtyard, we have a courtyard here that's lovely. You can't see it from the road, so it's nice and private, but they can walk that if they want to feel more secure. But there's the Newmarket Seniors Meeting Place down the road. The whole block here is medical services. So most of what they need is of walking distance. And it's just the hospital is a very comforting, secure vision for them to see on a daily basis. They really like that.
So can you describe the kind of resident that is attracted to joining the Roxborough community?
Yeah, we are an independent facility, which means that people come and go here all the time. There are some people here up to a couple of years ago that were running a business here. A lady was doing her taxes for people, and it's basically an independent environment. A lot of people still drive, but we do have care here for those people that do need some kind of care when they come in, or they need it down the road. So we can help them get in and out of bed. We can help them with showering. We can help them with medication management and any kind of small personal, you know, assistance that they might need on a regular basis. But we're not a long-term care facility. We can't help feed people or, you know, do two-person transfers, but there is care levels here, and we try our best to meet those for those people that do need it.
And are they typically from the area? They'd like to stay local as they start this new phase of their life, or are there other reasons that they're drawn to this community in particular?
Some of them are local, but we do have people from all over. We've had a lady from BC, we've had a lady from Montreal. I think it's a lot of it, and I would say about 75 to 80% of it is the children live here. So if mom needs a little bit more care, or she's unstable, or they just want to be closer to her to be able to take care of her or him or a couple on a regular basis, then they look in this area, and then you know, they come and take a tour, and we follow through with that. And the kids are usually the ones that reach out first. There are some independent people that do reach out, but usually it's a family member that reaches out to us. And then they get their education and they tell mom or dad, or mom and dad, and then we come in and we talk further.
So speaking of that dynamic with the kids around, doing some research, bringing their parents into the fold of this decision, how do you approach families who have that dynamic and are just beginning to look at their options, and perhaps there's some disagreement or differing levels of enthusiasm, let's say, about making this choice?
There are. Usually it's the parents. the mom or dad or both it's a transition for them, like I spoke in the beginning, how difficult that would be. And we're not pushy here at all. We know how big of a transition that is and how much of a choice that is and how much of a change that is for people. So we kind of tell the kids, it's an introduction. It's an information session. So here's the information for mom or dad. Take it to them. Please don't push them. It's a tough enough decision. It should be their decision. We just kind of tell them the pluses, and it is a difficult when they first come here. We understand that it's like the first day of school. Everybody's looking at you and, who's this new person? But we tell them, and it's true that it gets easier day by day by day. Eventually, it does feel like home for them once they meet new people. We do have an ambassador program here, which is a lovely program because we know that it is frightening when they come in by themselves and have to meet 160 new people. So we put it out there to the residents if anybody would like to volunteer to be an ambassador. So help those people through those first few difficult days, maybe take them for a tour or have lunch with them. And we had 17 people volunteer, which I thought was outstanding because they realized the difficulties of those first few days or first weeks. So we have 5 really good, stable people that we go to, and they're always more willing. They're always right on point with telling them about the residents, and who knows better what it's like here at the Roxborough than the residents themselves. So we ask them to ask them if they see them in the hall on a tour, ask anybody anything you want because they've got nothing to lose really, and they're going to tell you honestly what it is like to live here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And for those new members, if they're joining the community, maybe if they're on the shyer side or perhaps not used to entering a new environment like this at this point in their life, how do you make sure that they're taking part as much as they would like to in community life? You mentioned the ambassador program, but are there ways that their interests, their desires, their activities can be incorporated into the monthly event calendar?
Oh, absolutely. Every time a new resident moves in here, we take a profile of them, and because we learn a lot from them. Sarah and I, who's the other marketing manager here, we learn a lot from them. We call it the discovery when they first come in and we start talking to them. So we want to know as much about them as we can to make that transition more comfortable. So yes, we do incorporate. We have a wonderful recreation staff here that gets that information and does tailor fit any activities to that person that they need to. So say there's a 99-year-old woman here that still does Tai Chi. She used to teach it. So if they say that they have done Tai Chi in the past, we'll match up that lady with our new resident and kind of introduce them to each other and perhaps join in on her class. So the more we know about people, the better we can fit them into a program to make it comfortable for them. And there is a lot of shy people that do come in and they don't want to do anything right away, and that's absolutely fine. I wouldn't want to be pushed either. The transition and the environment is enough to take in, but eventually you see them coming more and more and more to things. And Sarah and I, at first, we don't just, well, they're in the building now, it's somebody else's responsibility. That's not true at all. We see them on a regular basis for those first few days or few weeks. We ask them if they need anything. We'll take things up to their suite if they need it, just to help them feel more welcome, because it's an important 2 weeks of their lives to make them settle in as quickly as possible. So, yeah.
Do you have a favorite menu item?
Soup. The soups here are phenomenal. Every day we have a different soup. I hope everybody likes soup because the soup here is amazing. Yeah, it's the first thing we have, the soup and the desserts. I eat them every day. I shouldn't, but I do. Yeah,
how does the residents go about building their menu?
Well, there's always 2 choices on a menu. So they can either pick for lunch and dinner, there's always 2 choices. So 2 entrees. So it's always, it changes day to day. So if they don't like that, what's on the menu, they can certainly, there's an a la carte menu as well. So if they just felt like a soup and an egg salad sandwich or a Cobb salad or a tuna sandwich or some nachos or some chicken wings, whatever they want, they can order. So, and we can, you know, handle anybody who has any kind of intolerances or allergies. We can fit that in too. Some people have needed their food cut up a little bit more. We can do anything they like in the kitchen. But yeah, the soups are pretty good. The desserts are pretty good. Fish and chips on Fridays, very good. Oh, they have a duck salad that's very, anyway, I'm getting hungry. It's all really good, all really good.
What's the relationship between the community of Newmarket and the Roxborough? Are there opportunities for residents to go out and explore the community, and then vice versa? Is the community invited inside the residence?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we have entertainment here 3 times a week. There's singers that come in, piano players that come in. There's a lady that does presentations from different topics from around the world. I should give her a plug because she's just amazing and they just love her. She dresses up in costume. We're having a virtual show on the Roaring Twenties. So questions are asked and she wears a Roaring Twenties costume. We go out in the community quite a bit. We go out to like farmers markets, live theaters, restaurants, CN Tower, day trips, museums, those kinds of things. There's a mall just up the street that we go to. We rent a bus and they go and pick up anything they want. They go to Upper Canada Mall once a week and shop around and don't have to worry about getting their own way back because 2 staff members go with them. So yeah, we have like the OPP will come, or the York Regional Police will come in and talk about computer fraud, just to, you know, educate them on that, because a lot of people here are computer savvy. So yeah, we have all different kinds of topics and all different kinds of interests for them to engage in.
So would you say that there's a typical lifestyle at the Roxborough, or is it kind of up to the individual resident?
It's up to the individual. We do have a group of ladies that meet every day in the lounge nonstop to just sit and talk to each other. There are people here that have fallen in love. So there's people that meet here and they try to hide it for a little while, but then they just give up on that because they're in love and they don't really care. There's people here that have celebrated their 50th wedding anniversaries here, so we put on a party for them. It's just like a family. When you know these people that well, it's easy to do those kinds of things for them. Yeah, so it's just a matter of engaging with them and knowing what their life is, and just following through with things that we think would be make it even better here.
Is there an event or an occasion at the Roxborough that you find yourself always looking forward to?
The open house. Yes, we love our open houses. We have the chef prepares for probably a week on different tables and tables and tables of hors d'oeuvres for the community to come in and see what the Roxborough is all about. We open it up to anybody who wants to come. We have scheduled tours. Sarah and I both do one tour in the morning and one tour in the afternoon. So there's 4 tours a day on open house. We have brochures to give out. We have door prizes. We have music going. We take tours of the suites. They can take up to 2.5 hours. People have lots of questions. And because it's in a group setting, they feel very comfortable. So we really look forward to our open houses. We usually have them every September, so everybody can watch social media and the newspapers for that. We love September. That's the month we choose.
And do you have a favorite feature of the building?
I think the courtyard. I think the outdoor space here is amazing. I think because the building is 10 years old now, the trees and the bushes and the perennials and the annuals have such deep root now for 10 years. So everything this year was lusher than I have seen in the past 6 years. So it's just gorgeous out there. And every time a tour, I open the doors to the courtyard for them to see, they immediately go out because they're drawn to the nature and the pathways and the bushes and the flowers, and it's kept very, very nice because of our landscaper, who happens to be our office manager's dad, but he lives down the road, but he does a wonderful job of keeping the grass cut and the weeds free, and it's just beautiful out there. And there's a gazebo with lights that people like to sit under at dusk, and it's just a lovely part of the building. I'm kind of glad you can't see it from the street, which makes it more secure and private for people, but it's a real draw for everybody here. A lot of people have said the courtyard is a deciding factor of why they chose it here, because I don't think there's any other courtyard like it in Newmarket. It's lovely.
And how do you handle communications with families outside of the residence if there's just some events that they might want to know about coming up, or if there are any changes or updates happening with their loved one inside?
We have on our website, there is an events tab where you can click onto that. It has everything that we're doing. It has a calendar in it of everything that we're doing. We encourage families to go there just because they can say, they can call mom and say, oh, mom, there's a great presentation in the theater at 3 o'clock. You should sign up and get yourself down there. And she'll say, oh yeah, thanks for the reminder. So they keep engaged through there. We do have email blasts out every time a new resident moves in. We ask the family if they can give us their email address, and then we blast any kind of new event or anything that's going on at the Roxborough to them, so they're also informed of what's going on here. So, and as far as the residents here, how they know is they have little shelves outside of their suites. So we call it their communication shelf. So anything new or anything monthly, all of that is given to them on their shelf. So every day they check their shelf and see what's going on and if there's anything new. So yeah, so that's how we communicate with them.
And if there are any changes happening with perhaps the level of care needed by a resident, how are those changes communicated and kept track of by Roxborough staff?
Mm-hmm. Yes, there is people that, as I said in the beginning, they do require some care here or they need care down the road. There is extended care that we can handle. Beyond that, the LIN will come in maybe and help out a little bit, or the family can look into some more supportive care. There is outside PSWs that come in here all the time that we trust that can help out with that care. But if the care levels become too great for us here, and those things that I said are not, they don't work with the family's plan, then we will help them transition. The nursing staff here is incredible. We'll help them transition into, maybe getting them on a long-term care list or getting them assessed by the LIN to help them through that second process.
Right.
Yeah.
And looking ahead at the next 5 or 10 years, with the changes that have already happened in the retirement living industry, where do you see Roxborough changing or growing or innovating in the next few years?
Well, we are doing one thing we're doing is extensive renovations here because the building is 10 years old. So we have totally renovated the second floor. It looks beautiful. We're working on the bottom floor here, and we're gradually spreading out to other rooms. We're getting new furniture and whatnot. And we are also providing an opening up to our care levels, because we find that there seem to be a lot more people as of late that are needing more and more care, I guess because that growing population, the baby boomers are getting older, so the care levels are more than they were 10 years ago. So we're reevaluating those care levels that we're looking at. And, if need be, we'll hire more staff to accommodate those people because they need a safe and comfortable place to go. And we're hoping that the Roxborough can be it, because we are really planning to get to that point where we can look after as many people as far along as we can.
Right.
Yeah.
And finally, for those who are either in the middle of their search or just beginning right now, what's your advice for them?
Just to think very long and hard about your decision. Please shop around. We want this decision to be as informative for you as it can. We hope that you choose Roxborough, but if we're not the right fit for people, we're not the right fit. But a lot of people have said what I did say in the beginning, that there is a different energy in this building. And I think it's because the staff communicates so well. And I think it's because our general manager is so hands-on, and she's had a long background of working with these people. She's been here almost 9 years now. So I think it's more along the lines of just saying to them, we're here for you. We'll answer any questions any time of the day. We want this to be a good decision for you. We don't want you to feel like you've been pressured into it at all. When we say we will take care of you, we honestly do take care of you. That's a true fact. Any resident here would stand up and say that. I could stop somebody in the hallway right now and I'd ask them about the care levels and they'd say that, because I wouldn't work in a place that I didn't believe in, and I wouldn't work in a place that I couldn't do what I wanted to. So I'm so glad that I got the opportunity to have this position and that I can help these people through this transition, and an honest and truthful approach to it is best bet for everybody. It's just all win-win.